I have been screaming for years. I have been asking out loud for years. And I still don't understand how in the world this has happened. That all these mainstream media outlets, every single one of them, all these social media platforms, all happen to represent only one side, okay? Only one side in this country, and even to a degree globally. And what in the world has prevented people from the other side, you know, the silent majority, the conservatives, the independents, the libertarians, what has prevented them from establishing their own platforms to challenge, to counter, to compete with this one-sided system? I can't think of a single thing. You're gonna say, well, it's all about money. Well, are you telling me that 50% of this country, more or less, Republicans, okay, doesn't have 100, 200, 300 businessmen who are in the ranks of billionaires, or they have hundreds of millions of dollars to throw in here and there? For them it's peanuts years ago to establish platforms that puts out, circulates their side. What has prevented them from doing so? And since they haven't done it, sometimes I get so angry and I say, well, you know what? It's their fault. They gave the entire field without any contesting or anything to the other side. If the value, if the ideology of the conservatism, republicanism, libertarianism is really important, valued by that side, why haven't done that? Okay, why haven't they done that? Okay, so it takes maybe $400, $500 million to at least start a platform to compete with YouTube. Why haven't they done that? I know you're gonna say, oh, there is this blah blah.com and blah blah.com. None of them have been viable. None of them have been viable in such a way that, yes, there is enough money invested in it, there is a decent, strong management in there, so that is viable. Sure, most of them may have good intention. They have come together and they have started whatever, Mind.com, BitChute.com. But you go and look at them, none of them are viable businesses. They don't have the infrastructure. They don't have the management. They don't have the business strategy. And it's the world of business here, okay? Right now, take out the ideology, take out the politics. What you're looking at is business. And are you telling me, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about they, are they telling me that 50% of this country, with their ideology, with their belief system, which they are entitled to have, okay, they're entitled to have, they are that incompetent or unwilling to put their money, okay, in what they believe? A platform that would compete with the one-sided Hollywood that is giving day in and day out garbage and degenerate content. What? Republicans, they don't have all these businessmen and businesswomen with lots of money, low, deep pocket money to fund 2 or 3 or 4 studios, film studios for documentaries and movies, and the distribution system that is needed to feature films, documentaries, movies that reflect their value system. I'm not telling you I'm pro this or I'm pro that. What I'm telling you is what has prevented this. Either we have to come and say the conservatives, Republicans, they deserve it because they don't put their money, investment, energy and effort into what they believed, into their value system, or there is some other explanation that I haven't come across anywhere. That's for Hollywood. How about publishing houses? Because you know what happens? Hollywood only promotes one-sided ideology. It is that neoliberal New World Order left. All of them, every single one of those major studios and their distribution system. That's it. That's it. Nobody can come and argue against that. That is what it is. Well, the same is for the publishing houses for books. Same thing. You see exactly the same trend. So what they do is they black out authors like me, libertarian authors or conservative point of views, because they have the entire market. And market is market. Market is business driven, is profit driven, okay? And for that market, where are the people from the other sides? I'm not talking about you and me. We are trying to survive. We are trying to get by. But even where I am here, I'm in Naples, Florida, okay? It's one of the top 5 places in the country with the highest number of billionaires, and it's a very red, Naples, Florida, very Republican city. I see these mansions around, okay? They are $50 million, $100 million mansions. They are $20, $50 million yachts. Hundreds of them, not 1 or 2 or 3, okay? So yes, there are these deep pocket people, and they say they are Republicans. They say they are Trump supporters. They say the other side is really evil and bad. Okay, I get it. But why is it that you go and see people like George Soros, who's putting out close to $400-500 million of his money, okay, however he has earned it, that garbage man, into these NGOs and alternative, so-called alternative media outlets and the alternative film productions and alternative blah blah NGOs and social platforms, and nobody is doing it on the right. You're gonna say, oh, you know what, they did it with Parlor. I was excited too, not because I am subscribing to a particular ideology. I was happy to think that, okay, at least there is a start. Here it is. They see what's happening with Twitter. They see what's happening with Facebook, and they are trying to come up with their own platform, and it's functioning semi-decent. Until about 2 weeks ago, somebody sent me the investors for Parlor, and lo and behold, close to 50% of their investors are foreigners, and 90% plus of those foreigners are people, businessmen from Saudi Arabia. I'm not trying to insult Saudi Arabia or anything, but why in the world Saudi Arabia would fund an alternative social media platforms for information, freedom of information, right? Because the other side is censoring, right? Blacking out. I mean, look at Saudi Arabia. There is anything but information freedom there. So that got me go like, oh, there goes that one. Don't we have enough businessmen who are conservatives or libertarians or green, whatever they are, who are willing to fund and help put in place platforms to at least balance the field, balance this game? I sound angry. I know I sound angry, but it's not anger, okay? It is exasperation. Here we are, 16 days, less than 16 days to November 4th elections. And they are openly here announcing, they are saying, okay, any of you who sees things happening, or you come across some documents or some whistleblowers, let's say some whistleblowers, come and start sounding the alarm bell, Twitter is not gonna let that published. They are not going to let people see this information. Facebook is not going to let that happen either. And so will YouTube. They will ban them. They are telling people that's exactly what they are doing. Oh, whatever criteria it is, it's subjective, it's not objective. Who in Twitter? Who on the board of Facebook? Who are the ones who are going to decide what information, which information is kosher, legit, and people have the right to know, and which information is not? Well, I'm telling you, for me, it's a given. If you're asking my opinion based on my judgment, based on my experience, I am telling you, with everything I have read on this coming elections, I know it is going to be rigged. I know it is going to be fraud. So it's not President Trump only saying that. You read this, you listen to NBC or NPR, anybody with a shred of brain would say, oh my God, they are already telling people that this is rigged. And they are setting the stage saying, knowing that it's rigged, when the other side, President Trump, Trump supporters, they come out and they scream and they say it was rigged. Here are the proofs, right? Not only we are going to say, oh, that's dictatorship and we're going to remove him forcibly. We've got to say nobody can even hear about it. Here it is. That's exactly what they are saying. And with that, I'm going to take a deep breath. With that, I want you to throw in here your 2 cents or 5 cents, not money, your suggestions, your ideas, your suggestions, strategies for at least us, our community, to communicate and share with each other any information, share with each other any information that we know Twitter is going to block and Facebook is going to block and YouTube is going to block. It's not going to be on mainstream media. Don't ask me what we're going to do it once we know about that information. I have no idea. I'm like the rest of you. But at least we can try within our communities. So at least we share with each other if we have come across things, and we can document. Maybe it will be useful to some people 50 years from now, because you know what it looks like? And I'm saying this as an analyst, I'm not saying as someone with a hunch. There is this very big, high likelihood of civil war after these elections. Because, hey, we are not geniuses here. We all know that this is going to be rigged. And based on what they're going to do and what they will be doing, we're not going to just roll back and take it, right? And that just reeks with all the signs of a coming civil war because of what they are doing, because of this. This is one of millions of things they have been doing in the past year or so, leading to these coming elections. Well, I'm not going to make this longer. I may have other episodes, but please, on this topic, but please help us come up with various ways of covering these elections. I mean, I'm talking as a person who hasn't voted for the past 3-4 elections since 9/11. And, but this is important, not only because of the elections, not only because of who's going to remain to be a president or who's going to be the new president of this country, but what this means as far as freedom of information, free flow of information, informed citizenry goes. This is as bad as I have seen get in my lifetime. This is so bold and egregious, and they're getting away with it. And I am frustrated. I'm not angry, but I'm very frustrated with all these deep pocket people who say they are not part of the New World Order, neoliberals, right? But they are not doing. They get to have their people, whether it's their Bill Gates or George Soros or their Rockefellers, feeding hundreds of millions of dollars of a year, each one of them, for these platforms, for their information. And it's one-sided. The other side is doing zilch. They are building the mansions, and they are upgrading their yachts and their Maseratis and their Ferraris, but they say, yay flag, I am a Republican, I am a MAGA, but I won't give a zilch to help balance the playing field. And I hope you understand what I'm saying here, and if you agree, please feel free to chill and air out your frustration and confront them, because I do get to dine with and meet with people who are very, very affluent, and I don't shy away from it. I say, why don't you do these things, you know? I mean, okay, so you have 8 cars, Maserati and a Ferrari and a Lamborghini and a Rolls Royce and that yacht and this. If you say you are this or MAGA or that or libertarian, show it in action. Do the same. If you get the opportunity, if you get the chance, do the same. Thank you all. I'll be with you soon. And this is Sibel Edmonds reporting from Southwest Florida.